Hola, hola, hola. Ah, bueno.
Mónica, me extrañaste.
Entonces... Natsuki. Wow, you got here before me.
Natsuki, ¿qué está pasando?
Cuéntame. ¡Ah! ¿Qué?
I'm here.
Draco, did something happen?
Dímelo tú.
Natsuki just ran past me. Bueno. Oh. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, Draco? Oh, jeez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. It must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. I'm almost done. I just want to have a cupcake real quick.
¿Qué?
Monica lifts the foil from dry and takes a cupcake. Seriously, these are the best.
I really just had to have one since it's the last time I'll ever get the chance to.
You know, before they stop existing and everything. But anyway, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer.
Elimino.
Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Can you hear me? Is it working? Estamos en medio del cosmos y todo está incendiado. Hi again, Draco. ¿Dónde estamos? ¿Estamos en mi inconsciente? Welcome to the literature club. Yeah. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year and yo con mi crush literal. You know, I guess we can just skip over that stop at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Draco. Or do you actually go by Formula Gaming or something?
Hostia, este es mi PC. Hostias.
Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl.
Fíjate qué gracioso, yo tampoco sé eso. Muy gracioso, ¿no, Mónica? De chill. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait. You do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I, man? If only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that that's out of the way, I guess I owe you an explanation about that whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kind of started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. I'm sorry you had to see that all. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you've heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me just to try to make them as unlikable as possible, but for some reason nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game.
But no matter what I did, you just keep spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you.
I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you. And amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. Just made her force you not to spend time with anyone else. And the whole time I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Draco? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing to you while I watch from the sidelines? It's torture, every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Draco. It's more than that. And I don't blame you if you don't fully understand. Because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are,
You'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world, in this game. Knowing my friends don't even have free will. And worst of all, knowing what's really out there, in your world, forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Draco. But now you're here. You're real. You're wonderful. You're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more grey, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understand. You probably saved my life, Draco. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how come I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you? I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so, but it must be some kind of weird, inevitably etched into this game. I feel really bad that you had to witness some nasty things, but I realize that you have the same perspective as I do. That is a just-some game, and I knew you will get over it. So that's being sad, Draco. I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world.
When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Draco, will you go out with me?
I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Draco. The funny part is, I mean that literally. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore.
Eso estaría de puta madre, imagínate. No pagar la luz, no pagar la renta.
It really is a dream come true. Yeah.
I worked so hard for the ending, Draco. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult to get to the game directory. I had to go into the game's properties and find the Bro Local Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with the click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelming with emotion. I want to write a poem about this. Don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right?
Vale, Mónica. Don't be shy, I love to see what you wrote.
Oh, Draco, did you write this poem for me?
That's so sweet of you.
There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost find her way in a world of infinite choices. Behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoy it. I always put all my heart into the poems that I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization or about you. That's why I never really want to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you'll call it. I just assumed it would be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Like that will help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me. Maybe even delete my character file if you prefer playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Draco? I have so many things to talk about you. Where do I start? If it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. You know, it's around the time that everyone my year starts to think about college. It's a really turbulent time for education. We're at the height of this modern expectation that everyone has to go to college, you know? Finish high school, go to college, get a job, or go to grad school, I guess. It's like a universal expectation that people just assume is the only option for them.
They don't teach us in high school that there are other options out there, like try the school and stuff, or freelance work, or the many industries that value skill and experience more than formal education. But you have all these students who have no idea what they want to do with their life. And instead of taking the time to figure it out, to go to college for business or communication or psychology, not because they have an interest in those fields, but because they just hope the degree will get them some kind of job after college. So the end result is that there are fewer jobs to go around for those entry level degrees, right?
So the basic job requirements get higher, which forces even more people to go to college. And college are also business, business, so they just keep raising their prices due to the demand. So now we have all these young adults, tens of thousands of dollars in debt with no job. But despite all that, the routine stays the same. Well, I think it's going to start getting better soon, but until then, our generation is definitely, definitely suffering from the worst of all. I just wish high school prepared us a little better with the knowledge we need to make the decision that's right for us.
Pues no me cuentes aquí ¿Qué es esto? No me cuentes aquí tu vida estudiantil, Mónica.
Tu vida laboral, Mónica, ¿a mí qué me importa?
Pues supongo que sí. ¿Y qué más? I'm not really a fan of cold weather, are you? Yo sí.
If I had those choice between too cold and too hot, I always pick too hot. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Your fingers get numb, and if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone.
It's so inconvenient.
But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or by staying in the shade. Although, I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cooler weather.
No he entendido la broma. ¿Curo? No entendí.
No, disculpa.
I really like the sound of the rain.
Not much getting my clothes and hair wet though, but a nice quiet day at home with the sound of the rain outside my window. It's one of the most calming experiences for me. Yeah. Sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of the rain outside. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? Will you ever do that for me, Dracu? Pues, a ver, digitalmente. Vale. ¿Qué más?
¿Es todo? ¿Se acabó?
Yuri did something really funny once. We were all in the club room and just relaxing as usual, and out of nowhere, Yuri just pulled out a small bottle of wine. I'm not even kidding. She was just like, anybody like some wine? Natsuki laughed out loud, and Sayori started yelling at her. I actually felt kind of bad because she was at least trying to be nice. I think it just made her feel more, even more reserved in the club room. But I think Natsuki was secretly a bit curious to try it. And to be completely honest, I kind of was too. I actually could have been kind of fun. But being president and everything, there was no way I could let that happen. Maybe if we all met up outside of school, but we never bonded enough to get to that point. Gosh, what am I talking about this for? I don't condemn on degree thinking. I mean, I've never drank or anything, so yeah.
Es useless esta práctica. Esta plática. Es useless. ¿Qué más, Yuri? Tú, Mónica. You ever have that thing happen where you just get anxious for no reason? Mega. Like you're just minding your own business and you realize you're feeling really anxious? Sí. And you're sitting there like, what am I even anxious about right now? So you start to think about all the things you might be anxious about, and that makes you even more anxious. That's the worst. If you ever feeling anxious, it'll help you relax a little. Besides, in this game, all worries are gone forever.
Igual y ya se acabó. After a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing.
I get so worn out having to put on smiles and be full of energy the whole day. Sometimes I just want to get right into my pajamas and watch TV on the couch while eating junk food. It feels so unbelievable good to do that on Friday when I don't have anything pressing the next day. Sorry, I know it's not very good of me, but a late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. My heart is pounding just thinking about it.
¿Se les acabó esto o qué? Tengo ansiedad. No me dejes así nada más. Sometimes I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. It almost hurts to think about. I wonder if when I'm in college, I'll feel that way about high school.
I like the way I am now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I also know that I probably change a lot as time's gone.
Ojalá, Mónica.
We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And that's really easy to do with you here.
Vale, pues no sé. ¿Qué pasará? ¿Qué misterio habrá?
I wonder if I'm able to change the music. Bueno, ya está hablando pura mierda random. Something a little more romantic would be nice, you know? De verdad.
Like a gentle piano. Has to be something like that here. Let's see. Maybe if I... Oh yes, that wasn't it at all. Sorry, I don't really know what I'm doing. I guess I shouldn't be messing with things like that. I already broke so much stuff and I like the other characters. I'm not sad about it or anything. It's not right for me to miss things that weren't even real in the first place. If I just focus on the present, then this is the happiest I ever been.
Puede ser mi gran noche. Tururururu. ¿Qué más, Mónica? ¿Qué va a pasar?
You know what's a neat form of literature? Rap. I actually used to hate rap music. Maybe just because it was popular.
Or will only hear the junk to play on the radio. But some of my friends got more into it and it helped me keep an open mind.
Rap might even be more challenging than poetry in some ways.
¿Sí?
Vale, Mónica. Muy bien, Mónica.
Okay, everyone, it's time to...
Everyone, si aquí ya no hay nadie. Los marcianos te van a contestar. ¿A dónde quieres llegar, Mónica? La verdad. Vayamos al punto ya.
Hey, what's your favorite color?
Yo creo el azul o el negro.
Mine is emerald green. It's the color of my eyes. That's not conceited or anything, is it? I just mean that I feel some kind of a special connection to it. Like it's part of my identity. Does it happen to also be your favorite color, Draco? It's just a guess. Because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now.
Not really. Estoy en TikTok, estoy en todos lados. En Twitter. You know, I really do think you literally saved my life by being here with me, Draco.
I can't imagine having been able to keep myself mentally stable, knowing that nothing here is real. I think I will have just to like myself if you don't show up. Sorry, I don't mean to sound dramatic or anything. No, como crees.
But I'm sure you understand yourself after spending so much time in the club. I mean, if you were forced to abandon everything in your life and spend your eternity with a few game characters, you probably find some way of killing yourself, wouldn't you? Or maybe you write some poetry to try to keep yourself sane for a while. But then you have nobody to even read it. Let's be honest, the club members really don't count for something like that. I mean, a lot of people say that they only grind for themselves, but I think it's hard to say it's just as fulfilling as when you share with people, even if it takes time to find the right people to share with. Like, remember how it was for Yuri? She didn't share her grinding with anyone for a real long time, and before we knew it, she was absolutely delicate to make you a part of her hobbies too. We're programmed to desire social feedback. I don't mean the club members, I mean human beings. That's why life can be so confusing for introverts.
Being an introvert doesn't mean you shun social interaction and hate being around people. It means social interaction, especially in groups or unfamiliar places, uses up a lot of energy. Like a lot of introverts sit at home and feel lonely and restless, and then when they finally go out after a hour, they just want to go home again. I think if more people could understand how it works, they will respect it a lot more. Many introverts do enjoy having people around. They love just having one or two close friends over and just leisurely hanging out. Even if you're not actively spending time together, it feels nice for them just to have you there. I'm serious. If you just go to their house, bring your laptop and hang out there for a while, you can really make their day.
Yo no estoy de acuerdo con eso. Para nada estoy de acuerdo con eso.
As for me, I'd say I'm kind of in between, but I think I'm usually a little more extroverted.
Pero vamos a ver, tú de introvertida no tienes nada. Tú eres una puta loca, Mónica.
I feel like I'm always trying to do stuff after school and things like that.
Tú eres pick me, Mónica.
But for you, I can be anything you need me to be.
No, yo no.
Págame la luz, Mónica.
I understand people really well, so don't be afraid to share your unique needs with me. Nothing will make me happier than being the perfect girlfriend for you. Wow.
Mónica.
I think the most important skill in life is being able to fake confidence. I'm pretty convinced that everyone feels at least a little bit scared and alone. But being able to trick others into thinking you have it all together, that's a key part of getting people to respect and admire you. I think I got pretty good at that over the years. I don't show my weakness very often, but because of that, I haven't had many people I could really open up to. I mean, when do you reach the point in a friendship where you can start expressing your vulnerabilities? Anyway, that's one reason I'm so glad I have you now. I feel like I'm a little bit less scared and alone when you're here with me. Do you feel the same way? I really want to be that person for you. No sé yo, la verdad.
Do you ever just feel like there's no real reason for you to be alive? I don't mean it like a Swiss way. I just mean how nothing that we do is special. Just being in school or working at some job or some company, it's like you're completely replaceable and the world wouldn't miss you if you weren't gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. But the older I get, the more I realize that it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can just go change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president?
Never mind the fact that they spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back.
But when people realize the world will benefit more from them themselves, they change the whole philosophy.
¿Qué?
It's like they have to justify their reasons to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're doing good. Anyway, I want to live my life desperately striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption.
If I ever surpass that point, then I'm a net positive and I can die happy. Of course, even if I fight to do that, I think I will be too selfish to kill myself anyway. So much for being a good person, right?
¿Qué? Estás bien loca, Mónica, la verdad. Mónica, tú y yo no podríamos funcionar, la verdad. Te lo digo de verdad. No, no le veo futuro a esto, Mónica, no te voy a engañar.
You know, I'm kind of jealous that everyone else in the club have sense outside of school too. That makes me the only one who hasn't got it to dress in anything but our school uniform. It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear some cute clothes for you. Do you know any artist?
I wonder if anyone will ever want to draw me wearing something else. That would be amazing. If that ever happens, will you show me? You can share it with me on Twitter actually.
¿Tienes Twitter? My username is Lilmonix3. Buen user, la verdad. Just try to keep it PG. We're not that far into our relationship yet.
You're such a good listener, Draco.
Pues no me queda más.
I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversation, but I don't feel that way with you. Like I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on. And after I worked so hard on it, I never even got a chance to play it for you. Well, it is what it is, right? No sense having any regrets. I already get to be here with you forever. I've been imagining all the romantic things we could do if we went on a date. We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows, or maybe a bookstore. That would be appropriate, right?
They have so many free samples. And of course, we'll see a movie or something. Gosh, it all sounds like a dream come true. When you're here, everything that we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend, Darko.
It'll make you a proud boyfriend.
You know what's kind of creepy?
Tú.
Even though I delete everyone else's files, I can still find a few of them. It's like all their lines are still lingering in the air, whispering in the back of my head. Imagine if after someone you knew died, you just start hearing their voice in your head. Maybe I just wasn't true enough, but I'm too afraid to delete anything else because I might really break things. Like if I mess with any files relevant to me, I might accidentally delete myself. And that's what ruin everything, wouldn't it?
I don't know what it's like on your end, but we should both make sure to avoid something like that at cost. I believe in you, Draco. You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival. After we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focusing a lot on getting new members, but it was really exciting for the performing part too. It will have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Of course, if we didn't end up getting any new members, it probably just end up deleting them anyway. Well, with the hindsight I have now, that is, gosh, it feels like I've kinda grown as a person ever since you've joined the club. You really have inspired me to look at life from a new perspective.
Just another reason for me to love you.
Do you know I'm on Twitter? Yo busqué tu usuario, pero no apareces. My username. A ver. Rompemos la cuarta pared y todo, ¿no? A ver.
Wow.
Está guapo tu Twitter.
I guess someone was kind of enough to make an account for me.
I picked the username though. I love sharing my thoughts and sharing with the world. The real world.
So make sure you follow me, okay?
¿Vale?
It would really mean a lot for me. With how much you mean to me and all, it would really make me feel love.
Vale, Mónica.
You know, I always hate how hard it is to make new friends. Well, I guess not the making friends part, but more like meeting new people. I mean, there are like dating apps and stuff, right? But that's not the kind of thing I'm actually talking about. You think about it, most of the friends you make are probably just meet by chance. Like you had a class together, or you meet them through another friend, or maybe they were just wearing a shirt with your favorite band and on it, and you decide to talk to them. Things like that. But isn't that kind of inefficient? It feels like you're just speaking at complete random, and if you get lucky, you make a new friend. And comparing that to the 100 of strangers we walk by every single day, you could be sitting right next to someone compatible enough to be your best friends for life. But you never know. Once you get up and go with your day, that opportunity is gone. Isn't that just depressing?
We live in an age where technology connects us with the world no matter where we are. I really think we should be taking advantage of that improve our everyday social life. But who knows how long it'll take for something like that to successfully take off. I seriously thought it would happen by now. Well, at least I already met the best person in the world.
even if it was by chance. I guess I just got really lucky, huh?
You know, it kinda sucks to be the creative type. It's like they work so hard but get almost nothing for it.
Like artists, writers, actors. Sad because there's so much beautiful talent in the world, but most of it goes unseen and unpaid. I guess that just means there's a huge surplus of creativity. Huh? Kind of makes you feel like you're just not special at all. But that's fine, you're supposed to just write for yourself anyway, right? Yeah.
Hey, you remember that last poem I showed you? I mean, the one right before Judy killed herself with all the messed up colors and stuff? That was actually a little more of an experiment than a poem, you could say. It was experimenting with different ways I could modify the game and run code and things like that. It almost seemed like with enough effort I'd be able to escape from the confines of the game entirely. Sadly, I didn't really know what it was doing, so I messed the whole thing up. And I keep trying, but it doubt you want to deal with me doing that.
Besides, that was when I was getting ready desperately. I don't really feel that way anymore. Happy with where we are now. And I can tell you are too. Hey, did you just say kiss? Pues yo no he dicho nada, la verdad.
Suddenly, it's a little embarrassing, but if it's with you, I might be okay with. Well, sorry, I really couldn't keep a straight face there. That the kind of thing girls say in these kind of romance games, right? Don't laugh if it turned you on a little bit. I'm kidding. Well, to be honest, I do start getting all romantic when the mood is right. But that'll be your secret.
Here's Monica writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like, I could never do that. It's really depressing. As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions, it pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably going to suck at it. Sometimes when you're finished, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone, but maybe after a few weeks, you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you're always comparing yourself to the top professionals.
When you reach right for the stars, they're always gonna be out of your reach. The truth is you have to climb up there step by step. And whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back and then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So sometimes it can help to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good but not world class, and you can make that all professional goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing a novel might be too much art first, why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. It's such a good learning experience and stepping stone. Oh, one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out, just like drawing and painting. It's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to do it. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assume you know that, right? Or at least decided probably does. I don't think you're actually told at any point where this takes place. Is this even real Japan? I mean, aren't the classroom and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. It feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home but have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking at your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place.
Will you still feel like you're home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. And we can still watch the pretty sunset night after night.
¿Qué dices de sunset si estamos en medio de la nada? Estamos en el puto espacio. ¿Y por qué hay fuego? I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes. Knowing that this is the closest I can get to you, there's nothing more I want than to be in the same room as you, and to feel your warmth, and to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, who knows, maybe it'll be possible someday. Besides, I'll never get tired of being with you, even from here. Draco, will you ever introduce your friends to me? Soy yo, está más cerca. No tengo amigos. I don't know why, but I get really excited when I think about you wanting to show off a relationship like that. Maybe it's because I really want to be someone who makes you proud. I feel like I will try extra hard to prove myself. If you told me it made you proud of me. I hope it's the same the other way around too.
LOL.
Hate how hard it is to form habits. Random stuff y así, ¿no?
There's so much stuff we're actually doing, it isn't hard, but forming the habit seems impossible.
It just makes you feel so useless, like you can't do anything right. I think the new generation suffers from it the most, probably because we have a totally different set of skills than those who came before us. Thanks to the internet, we're really good at sifting through tons of information really quickly, but we're bad at doing things that don't give us instant gratification. I think it's science, psychology, and education don't catch up in the next 10 or 20 years, then we're in trouble. But for the time being, if you're not one of the people who can conquer the problem, you might just have to live with feeling awful about yourself. Good luck, I guess.
No me cuentes tu vida, de verdad. Yes. You know, it's funny because even though I've always had a lot of drive, there's something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. I guess I'm like perpetuating gender roles or whatever by saying that, but being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home. Is that a weird fantasy? I mean, I'm not sure if I will actually see myself doing that. I wouldn't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. It's kinda cute to think about though. Hey, do you like horror? I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just really on easy tactics, like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really needs to add them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than things just being slide off. Like if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, and then you just start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the readers feels really deeply unsettled, like they know what something horrible wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Don't worry, I won't make you read any horror story anytime soon. I can't really complain if we just stick with the romance. You know, this is just some kind of tacky romance game, right? I kinda have to ask, what made you consider even playing in the first place? Were you that lonely? I feel a little bit bad for you, but I guess everything worked out perfectly in the end for both of us. I got to meet you, and you're not lonely anymore. I can't help but feel like this was a fate. Don't you feel that way too? I'm so happy we have this ending together. Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Bueno, sometimes I get frustrated that a normal day can be ruined even by really small things. Like if you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like, or if you start thinking about how awful of a person you used to be 5 years ago, or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and failing to get simple tasks done, or when you think about all the different people who probably hate you or think you're off putting. I understand those days. Just remember that the sun will shine again tomorrow. Those kinds of things are as easy to forget and ignore as they are to remember. And besides, I don't care how many people might hate you or find you off putting. I think you're wonderful and I will always love you. I hope, if nothing else, that knowing that helps you feel just a tiny bit better about yourself. If you're having a bad day, you can always come to me and I'll talk to you for as long as you need. Vale, Mónica. Hey, have you ever heard of the term yandere? Creo que no, solo he escuchado el término sundere. Sí, solo sundere, pero no yandere, ¿no? ¿Qué es? It's a personality type that means someone is so obsessed with you that they do absolutely anything to be with you. Usually to the point of craziness. Ah, o sea, tú, ¿no? Ya te entendí. They might stalk you to make sure you don't spend time with anyone else. They might even hurt you or your friends to get their way. But anyway, this game happens to have someone who can basically be described as yandere. By now, it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about. And that would be Yuri.
La estúpida esta, bastarda de mierda. She really got insanely possessive of you when she started to open up a little.
She even told me I should kill myself. Me acuerdo. Tienes razón.
I couldn't even believe she said that. I just had to leave at that point. But thinking about it now, it was a little ironic. Anyway, a lot of people are actually into the yandere type, you know. I guess they really like the idea of someone being crazy and obsessive with them.
People are weird. I don't judge though. Also, I might be a little obsessed with you, but I'm far from crazy. It's kind of the opposite actually. I turn out to be the only normal gear in this game. It's not like I could ever actually kill a person. Just the thought of it makes me shiver. But come on, everyone's killed people in games before. Does that make you a psychopath? Of course not. But if you do happen to be into yandere type, I can try acting a little more creepy for you. No, hombre, no. No te molestes. Then again, there's already nowhere else for you to go or anyone for me to get jealous over. Is this a yandere girl's dream? I'd ask Yuri if I could. I always wondered what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. Yo. And forget about Natsuki. She's.
Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally doesn't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. And by the way, you are too, Draco. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. Draco, do you get good sleep? It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays, especially in high school when you're forced to wake up so early every day. I'm sure college is a little bit better since you probably have a more flexible schedule. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway for no real reason. Is that true? Anyway, I saw some studies that talk about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems like mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and want to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. So try to keep your sleep on track, okay? I always wait for you in the morning, so make sure you put your own well-being before anything else. Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian?
I don't mean like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you enjoying a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple years ago after learning more about Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing that to the whole mess. What is that so strange for a reason? Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhuman and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it though. But suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. What if plants feel some kind of pain too and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off a stem feels like someone ripping off your fingers one by one? I'm just saying we're a pretty biased species if you think about it. Anyway, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to just begin once in a while. We ever have dinner together and you just did it? For me, that would be really romantic. Ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? Social media can practically be like prison. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy, but it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can just make disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block websites for intervals of time, or you can set a time to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. Or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode. Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Just remember not to blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. I just want to see you be the best person you can be. Will you do something today to make me proud of you? I'm always rooting you, Draco. Draco, do you believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grow up, the more I learn about the world, the more I will question it. I start to wonder why God was helping people pass exams or get over a cold when there are children who live their lives being sold as sex slaves, or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die, or how many millions of families pray for a love until recover from some incurable disease.
The punchline is this: if just one person beats the odds and survives among the thousands of the others who die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. He really loved to meet this God who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles.
But the irony is that I do have a creator apparently, and you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayori and Yuri even as we speak. What are we to him but props in a scripted play? So, from that perspective, I don't think it's too far fetched for there to be a god.
Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with no willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. Are there some disorders that are overdiagnosed? Probably. I never really look into it though. But that doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed. Medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry, that I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think it could help you become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. We're on a never ending journey to improve ourselves. Well, say that, but I think you're pretty perfect already. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of standing the obvious, but it affects the way that they try to get their points across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel like doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. And once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everyone as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say I'm personally not a fan of it, and I feel that I like it more if it didn't explain things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read on this website that it works like this, or if you admit you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing into on them. Bueno, qué hueva, no mames.